How are you? I'm okay. Sorry.
Honestly, it was one of the hardest things I've been through. And then there's this stigma. Even saying that out loud, I'm like, oh my God, it's just a dog. And to be honest with you, I'm a little new to that because people would say to me, oh, you know, we had to put our cat down. And I'd be like, oh my God, that's so sad. Mm-hmm. Okay, anyways, they're gonna go this way. Now I'm like, oh my, how are you?
Yeah.
What are you doing at work? Mm-hmm. Are you okay? Because that stigma has got to go.
Your pet is in and out of every minute of your day. You know, you have aunts and uncles that you only see once a year, but that pet is underfoot as you're washing dishes.
Yes.
Your whole schedule and your routine is based around that pet. Like, they really are a part of the family. And I'm kind of like you, Julia. I think, well, you know, it's an animal. It's a family member.
Absolutely.
Hello, welcome to Pardon My Frenchie. This is me, 143. If you do not have a friend, you have one now. This is the first episode of 2025. Happy New Year. This is the first episode of our pet loss segment. We're separating the two segments this year for regular topics and pet loss segments. So this is the first week with the pet loss segments. And for many of you, may not know, I have a private Facebook page on Facebook, of course, and it's called Yeah, I Get It, Petloss Support. If you want to join that, you can hop on over to Facebook and find me. It's called Yeah, I Get It, Petloss Support. And the name is picked because that's exactly what it means. Yeah, I get it. It was pulled from I used to do a pet loss support group for many, many years in the area. And so that was part of that page. It is a private page, so you do have to request to be added to it, which you will. We do not take any kind of advertisements on there. So if you're trying to advertise on there, unfortunately, you won't be accepted on there. We leave it basically for people that have lost pets. You can come on there and share your stories. You can share your pictures, and it is a private space. Anything that you post on that page will not be shown on your personal page. So you can post as much on there as you want. You can post any kind of responses on there. Will not, again, your friends, your family, anybody that is not associated with that page will not see that. So it's a nice, safe space to put your feelings on there or get help and, be amongst other people that are going through the same thing. And I think you'll find that it is a very, very supportive community. And it's a great place. There's some wonderful, wonderful people in there. So if you get a chance, stop there. Or if you're going through the grieving process, please stop there and join up, because we'd love to have you. And it's a great, 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 great place. So one of the questions that we had this week, and I'm going to try to pull some questions every week to address on a topic, because I think it's very, very important. And I think that a lot of people feel these things but don't voice them a lot when it comes to pet loss, and they are very, very important. And whether you're younger, you're older, again, there's a stigma around pet loss that nobody talks about. And pet loss is interesting. It's different from people grieving or grieving the loss of a person. And so many people will go to a regular therapist or a psychiatrist for people, and they don't often get the same results than like a pet grief counselor. Not saying that one is better than the other, but from what I have seen from people that go to regular therapists that don't deal with pet grief compared to people that go to counselors for pet grief. And I'm talking about people that are, licensed in that department. They get a lot better result because there's just a little bit different understanding, and there's a little bit more that goes into pet grief than there is for human grief. The connection is different, and the dynamic is different because unlike human grief, unlike human grief, pet grief is pets have a different intimate connection with each person in the family. And so do people, but the difference between people and pets are your pet is you're taking care of them 24 hours a day. You're constantly with your pet 24 hours a day, basically, even if you're working or whatever. Your pet is 24 hours a day in your life, 365 days a year, where people typically are not. They're at school, they're, whatever. So you have a more intimate relationship with your pet because you are their primary caregiver, you're their primary voice, you're their primary advocate. There's just a total different relationship there rather than that of a human that can make their own decisions, can make their own, have their own thoughts or feelings. You don't have to advocate unless there's special needs or something like that. So anyways, that's the difference. And so if you're seeking something like that, that's where I'm going with. You may want to seek out kind of a different counselor with regards to that. So back to this. So this is one of the questions that was thrown this way, and I wanted to address it because it is one that does affect a lot of people, and it's going to kind of bring into what I was just talking about with regards to the differences. So, and this is of course from an anonymous person, and I would never name names anyway, so because that's not right. But this person says, I'm looking for advice on how to feel less guilty about showing love and affection to another dog after a previous one is passed. I feel like I'm disrespecting and even like I'm cheating on my previous dog that is passed with the new one. I often feel guilty. And what if I didn't, I often feel guilty, and I feel that what if the new puppy doesn't feel like it's being loved enough, or that I'm not helping it enough because I'm still grieving over the other dog. I feel like I should be hers and only hers, and I don't want to love her enough, and she'll be sad or something. So what this person's saying is that the family got a new dog after the other one has passed. She's worried that it's too soon, but she's worried that this new puppy is going to think that she doesn't love it and that it's not getting the proper love that or the care that it's supposed to get, because she is holding her emotions back because she's still trapped back here with her grieving process. So she feels like she's doing something wrong because she's loving this new puppy, if that makes sense. So she's holding back her feelings for the new dog because she's afraid of hurting the old dog. So, okay, so let's move on. She said, I'm worried that I'm not ready for the new dog yet. And honestly, I'm probably not. She made her family wait an extra 3 months before getting a new dog. And they were disappointed in her And the kids were disappointed in her for making her wait 3 months extra. And that's a huge thing. And that's kind of what, backing up to what I was saying about the family dynamic. Everybody in the family has a different connection with that animal. And that animal has a different connection with everybody in that family, regardless of, it lives with everybody in the family. But sometimes each animal is connected more closely to one person than another. So, it could have been that the person that's writing this, maybe that dog was the closest to that person. So she's grieving very hard over the loss of this, of her dog. And maybe the family, yeah, they love the dog. They absolutely love the dog. It was their family dog. But they're ready to bring another family member into the house. And clearly she's not. That happens so many times. It happens so many times. And again, there's your difference with people and human, because you can't just replace a human. That it happens all the time with animals. Because you can go to the shelter, you can go somewhere. Animals are, you can bring a new animal in all the time. And I don't like to use the word replace. There's no replacement for your animal. Every animal is different. Every animal has a different soul, a different personality. So what you're doing is you're bringing in a new family member. You're adopting a new family member into your home. And it just fills a different part of your heart. Never takes the place of what was gone, and what will always be there. But you're just bringing in another family member who needs a home and needs to be loved and needs a good home. That's what you're doing. But sometimes other family members don't understand that maybe it's too soon for the other person. And it seems like in this case, mom needed an extra 3 months. But the family didn't understand that. And that's okay. That's okay. That's why there are pet loss support groups, like, the ones that I had. Sometimes we were able to help people understand that, the journey sometimes for people can be a little bit more lengthy than another. But then support groups can also help the people that are on that journey still proceed on that journey while bringing in another family member, and which we're trying to help this person do. She already brought in the new family member, but we're trying to help her with her grieving process while she's now taking care of the new family member. And a lot of ways that you can do that is with memorials, with, stories. And the more stories you can tell, and the more that you talk about the ones that have passed, that keeps their spirit alive. And, you do have to fully go through the grieving process in order to heal. You will never forget. You will never, there'll be times when you'll break down and cry. It happens. It happens. But you do have to go through the process, just like anything in this world. So anyways, but moving on. So she made them wait for an extra 3 months, which is fine. But she wants to start to build more of a bond with this puppy, because she's been kind of ignoring it. Her previous dog died 5 months ago now. And she just doesn't understand why she is so slow with her grieving process. That she's saying that why her grieving process is slower than her family's grieving process. So that's what she's wondering. She's wondering, why is my grieving process, why isn't she like her family? maybe why is she breaking down crying more than her family? And Lord knows I've been there. I'm still there on some of mine, but that's just because I've had a different connection with some of my dogs. That's because I've had different experiences with my dogs. That's because I was there to the very end with my dogs. And when you go through different milestones and you go through different situations, those are hard. Those are hard, and those are hard to work through. But they're also precious moments, and they're ones that I don't know if you want to say that you want to. As hard as they are, you don't want to forget them, because you don't want to lose those last moments. Because it's an honor to be able to be with something that you love so much at the beginning of their journey into your home, and at the end of their journey when they leave this world. That's an honor. And it's some people don't get that. But it's not an easy one. It's not an easy one. And it's not one that you're going to get over in 5 months. I don't know if it's one that you get over in 5 years. I don't know if it's one that you ever get over. But what I do know is that you're thankful you have it. You're thankful that you have those moments. And, you get one life, and, and there's only so many things in this life that you can say that to. We all get happy times, we all get sad times, and, in each situation that we're in, we can take something from it. The good, the bad, the ugly, there's always something you can take from it. I believe that. I truly believe that. And, looking back at everything, whether you feel like you made a mistake or you would have done something differently, there's always opportunities in the future to maybe do something, differently again, or who knows. But bottom line is that, life is short, and all you can do is work through your process. And while you're doing that, you have to focus on the fact that you have this new life in your home, and you're going to love it. And it's not what you've lost, because that's the new one is never a replacement. That's just an addition. Your one that you passed will always be in your heart, will always be in your home, running around somewhere. But the new one is just an addition to the family. Needed a home, needed a loving home, got the best home it could get, probably hit the lottery. And now you start your story with that one. And you go from there. But you have to still finish your grieving journey with the old one. And with time, it heals. It heals. But it just depends. Like I said, it depends on how long it takes. It will take time, but it'll happen. You'll heal. I promise. Until next time, if you don't have a friend, you have one now. Thanks for stopping by. This is me, 143, pardon my Frenchie. Hit that like or subscribe button. Can't wait to see you next week. Have a good day. Bye-bye.